Building your dream home sounds exciting, doesn't it? But what if I told you that skipping just one key question could turn that dream into a complete nightmare? Construction delays, unexpected costs, even regrets about your home design. They all stem from not asking the proper questions up front. So I'm going to share with you the exact questions that you need to ask every builder before you sign that contract. What's up, guys? Anthony Esposito with eXp Realty, your local real estate expert right here in the Cleveland, Ohio area. And if you're planning on building that dream home, you don't have to do it alone. I help people just like you every single week navigating this complex process. And the best thing is that it's nothing out of pocket to have me represent you. The builders cover that for you. You can contact me directly here or use one of the methods I have listed below in the description. So let's get into these important questions you must ask the builder before you sign that contract to build with them. So the first question you must ask every builder is about their experience and their credentials. Ask them, how long they've been in business for. Find out what types of homes do they specialize in building. Ask them about any type of specific certifications, licensing, their insurance policy that they have for the homes they're building. Look them up on like the Better Business Bureau or similar sites like that to see, what their ratings are. And most importantly, a lot of builders, they'll have their reviews from customers on their websites. But if you don't get a chance to look at that, ask the associate that you're with for some of those testimonials and see what other people are saying and see what they're coming across. And, obviously read some of the 5 stars, but find out if there's any like 1 or 2 stars and like what the problems were so you are aware of any potential issues that could come up throughout the whole process. Next, ask them about their customization options and the flexibility that they have to do so. You want to focus on making this house yours as much as possible. Obviously, with chain builders, you're going to have less customization, but you could still do some things. So ask them, what changes can be made to the floor plans? What can be made to, maybe open up some spaces, taking down a wall, for instance, or moving closets, moving bathrooms. Obviously, with custom home builders, you'll pretty much be able to do anything and everything, but also find out, is it going to cost extra money to do so? Sometimes it doesn't always cost extra money to either eliminate a wall or move, one of those closets or, the half bath. That might be something that's different, but ask them up front exactly, how much can be moved? How much can you make it your own design, whether it's chain builder or custom builder? And then with the flexibility, also find out what kind of changes can you make after the blueprints are made. Like, what is that cost going to be? Because there's going to be a price tag attached to it, no matter who you're building with, because the finalized stamped drawings is going to determine the final price to build that home. But ask them, exactly how much does it cost to change that? And what's the timeline to changing that stuff before it's too late? The third question you want to ask is about their timeline and deadlines. Everybody wants to know how long is it going to take from start to finish to build a home, and every builder is completely different. Now, some of them will have a similar time frame. We'll just call it 12 months start to finish. Others might be 6, some might be 8. It just really varies. But ask them up front exactly, what is that expected timeline? Find out about any potential delays with material, weather, anything along those lines. Like, how do they go about handling those? And then, is there any type of penalty for delays happening? If, your project does go longer, is there a penalty for that where they're going to charge you more? Or if it, gets done in a more timely manner. Next, ask them about their warranties and aftercare that the builder provides. They should have a sheet and a laundry list where they will show you every little detail from structural to foundation, your roof, your mechanicals, whatever it is in that house, it's going to have some sort of warranty. And with like your HVAC, your plumbing, your electrical, are those separate warranties, or is that something that goes through the builder themselves? that can vary as well. And then for the aftercare, what is their fit and finish? Is it 1 year? Is it 2 year? 3 years? What is that timeline to have the builder come in and handle things like, the nail pops or any type of stress cracking, say in drywall, or, if there's any foundation issue, whatever the case is, the wrong flooring may have been put in. Who knows what could happen? But get those answers up front as well. The next one is a big one that the builders aren't so transparent about, and it's about the cost. Find out up front the base price that they have on every single model. What exactly is included in the standard package for them? Does it vary between models? Because some chain builders will have different models that come with different packages automatically. Find out what type of elevations that you can choose from and how much each one cost extra. And then with the upgrades, what exactly, is the cost of the upgrades to go to, say, package A to package B, or, those premium features? What is that going to detail? And the other thing you want to find out is, do they cover any type of landscaping? Do they cover a concrete driveway? If so, how much of a concrete driveway? Some builders might only give you 50 feet. So these are all important questions that you must ask to figure out the exact cost, because especially with chain builders, the signs that you see when it says from 400s, that's the base house, the cheapest house that they have, and it doesn't include the lot. Next, ask them exactly what is energy efficient throughout the house. And pretty much every builder is going to have all of this stuff. It's 2024 now, almost 25. But your windows, your HVAC, your hot water systems, find out exactly how much is the energy efficiency on it. And, appliances, consider the appliances, if they include those. Some builders, they don't include appliances. You have to purchase those on your own. But ask them exactly what their procedure is. And if you're also curious about any type of self-sustainable material that they're using or practices when they're building your home, you could also ask them that question as well. This next one is a huge one. Communication is key. So ask them exactly, how is the communication going to happen? Who is your primary point of contact after you sign the initial papers and you're getting ready to, start dig day? Who's the primary contact? It typically is the field manager, but get that information from them. Ask them about, how often are they going to get updated? Or like, when I say they, I mean you. So how often are you going to be updated on the construction project? Is it going to be, once a week? Twice a week? You don't want to go too far along. You want to have that information about everything that's going on with your house. And also too, find out, how often can you visit your home and when should you visit your home? A lot of times when, during the workday, like that 7 to 3:30ish or so, it might be a little bit safer if you're not on site for the construction that's going on. So maybe they prefer to have you at the home site after. But, some builders, they may want you to be with your field manager while you're walking the home site, just to play it safe for you so you're not getting injured or hurt, because there could be a lot of stuff that's on construction sites. I've been on them. You step on a nail. You don't have basement steps in, and it's just a temporary extension ladder. They don't want people getting hurt for safety reasons, obviously, but get that up front. And also to find out, whoever your point of contact is, do they prefer a phone call or do they just prefer texting for their means of communication? Also be sure to ask about the permits and inspections that are going to be happening with your house. Some builders, they will take care of all the permits for you. No questions asked. It's not even on your plate. Other builders, they will require you to pull the permits through the counties and handle that on your own, which you got to get that done in a timely manner so they can continue doing what they have to do. But, with the inspections, ask them, when do those happen exactly? Like at what time frame is that going to happen? And are you going to be informed of the results, whether it passes or if it fails? And a big thing too is with the inspections, I highly recommend bringing in your own third-party home inspector to double check what is going on, because all those county inspectors, they don't go through necessarily with a fine-tooth comb. It's a lot of just checking a couple odds and ends and marking stuff off, where your own inspector is going to go through every little nook and cranny and make sure that that house is up to building codes and being built the proper way that it needs to be. The next question to ask is about the builder's subcontractors and their suppliers. You want to make sure that they are going to work with the same type of subcontractors, or if they kind of rotate them in and out. That's something that you want to know. A lot of builders, they will have their contractors that they only deal with. That is a good thing because they have great communication with one another, and obviously they're sticking with, like that electrical contractor because they're doing a good job. So that is a huge question to ask. For their suppliers, what type of vendors do they use? And are you able to bring in your own vendor? A lot of times builders will, especially custom builders, they will allow you to, go get your granite countertops or, your whatever you want, your quartz countertops from a third party that they don't deal with. However, the majority of builders, they do have somebody in mind where they may give you a discounted price. So it's totally up to you how you want to go about, choosing what vendors, if you're allowed, throughout the building process. And by the way, if you want this checklist, just drop a comment down below. I will gladly get it to you so you don't have to keep coming back to the video when you sit down for a buyer. And this way you have all these questions and you get all the answers that you need up front. Now, the next thing you want to focus on is their financing. What type of options do they have? Are all their incentives and their specials that they're running, is it through their preferred lender? Do they have that preferred lender? If not, maybe they work with certain lenders on a consistent basis that they can refer you to and maybe get you a discount, whether it's on closing costs, interest rates, whatever the case is. And every builder has new incentives every single month. Sometimes they will be the exact same, but typically there's something different on the first of every single month. So ask them what they have going on. Is there any money back on things? If it's a chain builder, do they have any spec homes available that may have a lower fixed interest rate than, the interest rate on building the home yourself from scratch? This is all stuff that you're going to want to ask, because ultimately the financing, that's going to be your monthly payment at the end of the day. So whatever you can get as far as incentives or special rates, go get them. Now the next one is after construction has already began, and it's the change order process that they have. Ask them exactly the steps that you have to take in order to make a change to the house somewhere. How much is it going to cost? Is there any paperwork that you have to fill out, or is it just a phone call to the field manager and then he processes everything? Figure out exactly step by step what it details for that change order, and also see what it's restricted to as far as the timeline goes, because some builders will they'll have a cutoff where it might be like, oh, drywall's up, we're not going to add anything else because it's going to be extensive and cost too much. But get that step-by-step plan laid out. Now this one pretty much goes for a lot of chain builders, at least in my area, because custom builders are not typically building in developments. But ask them about the neighborhood and the amenities that they're going to do for the development. Typically it's going to come with a HOA. What does that HOA require? Like, what is that HOA doing for you? What are, the incentives of having it? Is it just covering common grounds? Is there snow removal, trash removal? Is there going to be a community pool, playground? Like, ask all of these questions to find out exactly about the neighborhood. And like I said, typically it will have an HOA. They're going to have all the regulations laid out. So ask them what you can and cannot do. Some HOAs, they won't allow you to have a fence. They won't allow you to put in a hot tub or a pool, or, you know, if this is stuff that you want to do, make sure you can do it before you sign that contract. And this next one, it's another important one. All these are important, but this is another one I want you to highlight, and it's your responsibilities as a homeowner for the construction process. Ask the builders, what exactly is it that you are going to be required to do throughout the whole construction process? What are your responsibilities? This is including things of like utility hookups. Are you responsible for calling the utilities and getting those scheduled to have it hooked up? Or is it something that the builder is going to take care of? If there's any type of landscaping that is going in as far as the builder offering it to you or not offering it to you, is that something that you need to be on site for? Is there other installation features that are going in where the builder wants you on site for? Figure out your exact duties from start to finish, every step of the way. Know what you need to do as that homeowner. Now for this question, this is gonna be your post-move-in services. Find out from the builder, you know, when is the final walkthrough that is happening? You know, how many days prior to closing on the house is that final walkthrough happening? Because sometimes it'll be within 3 days and there may not be enough room in the schedule to address certain fixes or repairs that need to be done. So you may need to have that done later on. Which, that leads me into the next thing. How do they proceed with those fixes or repairs that need to be done? Are they going to show up on their timeline, say within the 6 months? Are they going to do a 6-month checkup and maybe a 12-month checkup if they have that 1-year fit and finish? Or is it something that you need to call the builder and contact them to have them schedule for those fixes to happen? These are important questions because once you are outside of that fit and finish date, that builder is literally just gonna go, I'm out, I am done, I'm not helping you, it's out of contract, it's out of warranty, I cannot further assist you, you are on your own. And that is not a conversation you wanna have with the builder. It's just gonna make you super upset and it's gonna be extremely frustrating. But find out their exact procedure with everything. Again, drop a comment down below if you want this checklist of these questions so you have it for when you meet with a builder. If you're gonna be building a house, I help people just like you navigating this complex process every single week. I'd be happy to help you out as well. You can contact me directly here, or you can go in the description below. Use one of the methods I have listed there. If you got any value from the video, be sure to smash the like button. It's greatly appreciated. If you haven't already, click subscribe, turn notifications on so you can stay up to date on all my real estate videos I have coming your way.